Let's talk Tanya for the 7th of Nisan. In the previous days, we've talked a lot about the division of everything into four. We spoke about the four categories within creation: inanimate, vegetation, animal, human. We spoke about yesterday we spoke about the four levels of mitzvahs, with intent, without intent, different levels of intent. And today we're going to zoom out and we're going to talk about the four levels within all of creation, because we know the Kabbalists teach us that all of creation is divided into four, what they call worlds. Now, a world, we're not talking about physical places. This is not spatial in any which way. These are four levels of spirituality, four spiritual states of being. And in Kabbalah, these worlds are known as Atzilus, Bria, Yetzira, and Asiya, which translate as emanation, creation, formation, and action. Now, obviously, to give a full understanding of what these worlds are is beyond the scope of what we can do in this series. But we have to understand that every one of these worlds, it's not just one world is higher or greater than the other, but every world is different than another. In which way are these worlds different from each other? So the four letters of God's name also, they're in play over here, that the highest world is from the Yud of God's name, and the second world is from the Hey of God's name, etc. But the Kabbalists also explain that God's 10 attributes are divided among the four worlds. The highest world, which is the world of Atzilus, is dominated by God's attribute of Chachma, which is, it translates usually as wisdom, but as we've already learned twice already in Tanya, Chachma is the idea of receptivity or nullification. The world of what we'd say in Hebrew is bittul. The next world, which is the world of Bria, is the world where God's intellect, God's bina, his understanding, is manifest and revealed. So it is a world of intellect. So the highest world is a world of nullification to God. The second world is a world of intellect. The third world, the world of Yetzira, is a world where God's emotions are manifest, God's 6 emotions. And the last world, the lowest of the spiritual worlds, the world of action, is where God's malchus or God's action is manifest. Now, this is why, for example, the angels, at least most of them, are in the world of Yetzira, which is the third world. And why is that? Well, we know that angels are actually also called chayes. They are called animals. Why are they called animals? As we discussed yesterday, animals are instinctive and they're emotional beings. Angels also are instinctive and emotional. They're holy, but they have holy instincts and holy emotions, but angels are about love of God and awe of God. So therefore, where do they belong? They are in the world of emotions, which is the world of Yetzira. Now, the Gan Eden, the paradise where our souls ascend to after they depart the body. So in Kabbalah, we talk about two levels of Gan Eden. There's what's called Gan Eden HaElyon, the higher level of Gan Eden, and Gan Eden HaTachton, which is the lower level of Gan Eden. The higher level of Gan Eden is the world of Bria, which is the second world. The lower level of Gan Eden is the world of Yetzira, which is the third world. Which neshamas, which souls go to the higher level of Gan Eden, and which souls go to the lower level of Gan Eden? Well, that depends on the level of kavana they had when they did the mitzvahs. If a person has kavana on the level of a human being, I'm referring back to what we spoke about in yesterday's segment, meaning a kavana, that person's feelings for God were developed by their intellect, the person contemplated the greatness of God and developed intellect, then the neshama of that person belongs in the world of Bria, the higher Gan Eden, because that's the world of intellect. A person whose kavana was instinctive, the person who just tapped into their natural love for God, so that person belongs in the world of the angels, which is Gan Eden HaTachton, the lower level of Gan Eden, which is the world of Yetzira. So, we're already beginning to see the importance of our kavana. Firstly, we see over here that the level of kavana, the level of intent that we have when we're doing a mitzvah, determines the level of Gan Eden which our souls will go to. But this is only the beginning of the conversation, which we will continue, God willing, tomorrow when we talk some more Tanya.